Now, I've never reviewed a stand-up before because the way I do the format for movies, it just wouldn't work with a comedy special. But seeing as I have time and Kevin Hart just dropped a new one on Netflix, let's get after it. So Zero Fucks Given is Kevin Hart's latest comedy special that just dropped on Netflix, and the first thing that stood out to me was the style in which he decided to do the stand-up. What I mean by that is it's shot in what looks like his home theater, the basement of his house, and it was converted to be like this quarantine-friendly stand-up stage type club vibe, I guess you could say. And what it instantly reminded me of is the Dave Chappelle special that he just did at the beginning of the quarantine on Netflix. In this special, Kevin Hart talks about the same things as usual, you know, his family, his friends, his kids, and the craziness that is his life. And even though that he had some jokes in here that were pretty funny to me, and actually a couple that were very funny, overall the jokes seem to be about the same. And by the same, I'm not saying he's using the same material, because it is fresh material that I haven't heard in any of his other major stand-ups, but it's like the cadence, the tone, the way he sets the jokes up and the way he delivers the punchline, it's the same. It hasn't changed. And even though Kevin Hart was extremely funny to me in the beginning, it's like now I feel like he's starting to run his course, at least with me, because I know there are a lot of people out there who still love Kevin Hart. And I hate that I didn't like this stand-up more than what I did, at least joke-wise. Now, the main reason I want to review this stand-up is because I saw a change in this stand-up with Kevin Hart. Now, yeah, I know I said that the way he sold the jokes was exactly the same, but like I said, the material was fresh, and I have to say that it was a lot edgier and a lot darker than what I'm used to with Kevin Hart. What I mean by that is, ever since Kevin Hart came out, you know, he's always been considered the light, happy, warm, friendly, you know, always just a funny, cool dude. He wasn't like, you know, even if he was quote-unquote checking you, it wasn't like how if Mike Epps or Bernie Mac got on you, you know, his was always seeming friendly. I mean, even to the point that he had a whole segment about his dad being a crackhead, and he still made it somehow seem family friendly. Well, in this stand-up, he doesn't. He actually goes after people in a very bold fashion, and I like it. Now, without spoiling any of the jokes, he took shots at Terry Crews, he took shots at I forgot his name, Carlton from Fresh Prince. He took shots at vegans, handicapped people, women. I mean, I was extremely shocked by this, but I have to say I know where Kevin Hart's coming from. Kevin Hart came out in a time where comedy was still a lot more raw and a lot more uncensored. But as he's reached his pinnacle of fame, he's transitioned to the time of what I like to call the keyboard warrior. And we all know what those people are. You know, the internet trolls and the internet police and all the people who like anything that anybody does gets brought to the light and they can kill their career. And sadly, it's not happening quicker anywhere than what is happening in the comedy field. So in this special, I feel like Kevin Hart was kind of like venting. I feel like, as I made that reference to Dave Chappelle in the beginning, I feel like he's kind of having this Dave Chappelle transition. How Chappelle disappeared and went to Africa and came back, and he was like 5 times more raw than he's ever been and 5 times more accurate with the times. Well, Kevin Hart was doing a lot of that in his stand-up that he just released today. But the thing that sucks the most is that I get where he's coming from. Like, you used to could say jokes and make fun of people even if it wasn't morally correct. People would understand it's a joke and people would laugh and move on. But any of the comedians that I grew up with and loved, if they were out today, they would have got canceled long before they made it. So I understand Kevin Hart's frustration, and I see why he targets people in this comedy special, because he's just fed up with it. But overall, I really don't have much to say about this stand-up. I really just want the reviewer to get out there that I feel like Kevin Hart has had enough of the world, and he really kind of vented through this comedy stand-up, and I found that enjoyable and refreshing. I don't really know how to rate this, because I don't know how to rate comedy specials, because I'm not really into it like that. So I'm just gonna say this: I definitely think if you're a Kevin Hart fan, it's worth checking out. So for the comment combo today, I want you to let me know, do you think Kevin Hart went too far? If he did, which jokes in particular do you think went too far? Which ones you think were okay? Whatever they were, comment below and let me know. Now, as always, if you like this video and you thought it rocked, like, comment, and subscribe to see more from me, Mike Proc. Later.